Good morning, everybody, or good afternoon for our Asian friends. We will start with our webinar. It's 2 minutes after 10. People are still joining, but we will start. If everything is okay, we will start sharing our screen now. And I want to introduce you to my colleague, Bart Lambrechts, who will guide you later on through the live software explanation and show you also some features that are new in our software. So Bart, we will see you back later.
Thank you.
So our agenda for today is, what is AR, or what is AR doing in manufacturing? What was Arkite's previous value proposition? We will introduce our Arkite vision. That's probably why most of you are here. To see which new feature we have to show you. What is Arkite Vision? How does it work? We will do some live demos. We will show you the software and show you the easiness of use of the software. And then at the end of the session, last 10 minutes, let's say, we have a Q&A. If you have any questions during the presentation, please put them in the chat and we will address them after the presentations, the demos. We will try to answer all your questions. If you have questions very specific, don't hesitate to contact us after the session, and we will get in contact with you one-on-one and talk about specific needs or specific use cases you should. First of all, a technical issue or a technical question to adjust. To fit to frame, that's the easiest and the best way to follow this webinar is when you click on the 3 dots on Teams and then fit to frame. That gives you the best way to follow, and you can see certainly also the demos, which is important. So please click the 3 dots and fit to frame. Okay, first a little bit about ourselves, not too long, but we are a Belgium-based company located in Genk, east side of Belgium, founded in 2016. And we bring a unique operator guiding system into the market where we provide real-time digital instructions via augmented reality. We are active, let's say, mainly in 3 big industries: automotive, aerospace, and high-tech and electronics, but also in other industries, depending on everywhere where there is manual assembly involved, there is Arkite can be a solution. So we have more than hundreds of licenses deployed across Europe now. I think it's 600 or 700 at this point that we have in the market. You see some of our customers here, but we have much more. So talking with our customers, and probably you will recognize one of these challenges, or maybe you recognize all of them, is what are the key challenges to be addressed in a manual work environment. And of course, one of the things is how you can improve your working standards, how you can improve your quality, and ensure that everybody is working with standard procedures so that everybody is working in the same way. Also, how do you manage this in this area, this flexible production, because things are rapidly changing. The customer has other demands, different market conditions, and so on, and you always have to adapt. And I'm pretty sure that the last one is one you recognize also, because I talk to a lot of people in the industry, and training, getting new people in, skilled people from all over the world, speaking different languages and so on is a big challenge nowadays. So, like I said, probably recognize one of them, but I'm pretty sure that it's more than one of them. And these challenges, let's say, we tackle with our augmented reality. And what we do with this, or why did we choose for our projected augmented reality, which I will show you later in the demo, is that it gives instructions in field of vision. which from ergonomic side and efficiency side is very important. So the operator doesn't have to look at the screen all the time, scroll or whatever. He gets a step-by-step approach. So step by step, he gets all his instructions in this field of vision, so he can just focus on the job. Of course, we take away all the papers from the workstation. We still see quite some paperwork on workstations, and we take it away so the operator doesn't have to scroll through paperwork, and he or she can just focus on the job. We create a 5S work environment because before we start assembling, we check if every tool is present. On the table, for example, everything is really good organized, so we create this 5S work environment. If it's not there, we will not start constructing, and of course, it's a contactless manufacturing. So there are no wearables. The operator doesn't have to wear anything, gloves, glasses, I don't know, whatever. He or she can just work like he or she ever worked before, and you can use our technology 24/7. So what we do is we give the right information at the right place at the right time. If we look at, in general, the market, we see that a lot of your, let's say, colleagues are using already augmented reality, and expected is that it will ramp up for the upcoming years. You see here some stats and some information from the World Economic Forum or President's research that shows that investments in augmented reality combined with virtual reality will grow the upcoming years. So what was because I saw in the subscription that there are a lot of customers also on the call, or customers that already, or people that already know our technology, and certainly also know our previous value proposition, which we had until summer this year. But for the new people, I will go a little bit into this. So our previous value proposition was that we had the validated license, where you see here on top of the workstation, we use our 3D time-of-flight sensor. It's calibrated with a projector, and it's responsible for let's say the detections in the working area of the operator, and the projection. The projector is, of course, projecting augmented reality into the workstation, which I will demo a little bit later. And what we do with this time-of-flight sensor is that we build virtual boxes, and we check for activity of the operator in these virtual boxes. So we are really focused on what the operator is doing, and by bringing this step-by-step approach to the operator, we bring digital work instructions to this operator. We use augmented reality projections, and we validate what the operator is doing. So when the operator picks in the correct bin, we will validate this and bring the operator to the next step. You see this red cross here, where we again are focusing on the operator with this validate license, and we are not focusing on the product itself. I will show this in a live demo. So probably most of you already saw this, but now I'm going to our table here in the demo room, and I will show you a live demo of our technology. If everything is okay and you switch the 3 dots to fit to frame, you will see my screen now, or my table. And on my table, you will see some bins. You will see some tools. First, I have to scan my badge and identify myself, which I will do. And if you see, like you see on my screen now, I have to scan my badge. This is a badge I use to open the doors also in our office. So it's a normal badge. I have an RFID scanner here. And when I badge, it recognizes that it's me. And then I have to, in this case, choose for a certain program, which is the validate system. And immediately you see that I have to take the barcode scanner first. I take the barcode scanner, and I have 3 barcodes here. And as you see here, I have a red. I will assemble a small fuel filter. And as you see here on top of the workstation in my bins, I have red tubes, blue tubes, black tubes. This is a standalone system, so I have no integration with an MES or ERP system. So I have to let our technology know which variant I want to build, and I will do that with a scanning action. So I have here about 3 barcodes, one for the red tube, blue tube, black tube. I will scan the red tube. And when I put my scanner back, the system will automatically detect that I've put the scanner back. So what we do with our time of flight sensor is build virtual boxes around this barcode scanner, for example, and check if the barcode scanner is there, yes or no. Next thing that is expected from me is I have to take the housing. As I told you already, our system will also detect if certain tools are not present. So in this case, I take away the screwdriver, and our system detects that the screwdriver is not there. When I go into the bin, the system detects that my hand goes into the bin, and I go automatically to the next instruction. So you see, when I was saying it is contactless, that means the operator doesn't have to do anything. It just goes from one step to another by checking activity in these virtual boxes. Now you see also a picture on the table. Text instructions can be in any language, depending a little bit depending on my batching. If I batch and in a certain database it says that my language is Dutch, all instructions can be in Dutch. So when I place the housing, automatically it will go to the next step. Take the black knob. You see here with a small GIF, it shows me where to put the black knob, and shows me also with the yellow greenish light where to perform my activity. I have to pick a screw, and then I have 2 possibilities. Or I can take the normal screwdriver, which I will show you later in the demo with our Vision technology. But now I will take the smart screwdriver. It's a Bosch Nexo. When I take it, the system detects that I've taken the tool and run automatically the program for the integration with the Bosch Nexo tool. In this case, we enable the tool. So the tool is not working, and it will only work when it's in the correct position. We give the torque or a threshold for the torque to the tool. In this case, it's a big threshold for the demo, and the system will only go further if the torque is reached. In this case, there is no torque because I didn't screw yet. So again, it's not working. When I take the screw, go to the correct position, it starts screwing. I don't know if you hear it, but now my Nexo tool is screwing. I reach a certain torque. In this case, it's exactly 1 Newton meter, and I can go to the next step. So it tells me place back the Nexo tool, which I do. Now it asks me to do two things at the same time. I can use my 2 hands taking 2 bins, and with a GIF, it shows me how to insert the tube, in this case, into the nipple. When I go to the correct position, the system detects that I'm there, that I'm performing a certain activity. Take the wrench, tighten it, put back the wrench, take the double-sided nipple, and as you see here, there's a long and a short side. And with a GIF, we show the operator that the short side has to go into the housing, and that I have to tighten it, in this case manually. When it's done, take the wrench, tighten it, put it back, and my assembly is done. Everything you saw me doing on the workstation is logged in a database. So you see some data here. We have much more data. So everything is logged in a database with a timestamp. So for example, if you want to know how long it took me to take the screw, to screw the screw to a certain torque, we can give you that exact time. Here are some of the data we collect. For example, you saw that I assembled the current the variant with the red tube. It took me 4 minutes and 22 seconds. I made 2 errors, and my current level is training, so that means that you see all instructions on the workbench. Bart will explain experience level later on in the presentation. So that's my value of my assembly with the validate system. And I'm going to go to presentation again. This. Okay. So, okay, here I am again. Going further through my presentation. So again, if you have any questions, put them in the chat, and we will address them later on. So with our Validate system for years now, and I told you we have hundreds of systems in the market, we are bringing value to our customers. But of course, talking to our customers, asking them what is missing in our platform, we got feedback from our customers saying, okay, I have one problem and I can use Arkite to solve this problem. But that means I have to bring new software, new technology into my facility to solve one of my problems. So I would like to standardize on operator guidance, and yeah, could be Arkite if you have a solution for, let's say, most of all of my working stations. That means that we needed more than one license, because for some tables you don't have, it's not necessary to have validation, for example, or maybe you need more. So, or it's impossible to make the business case, for example, on every table you have or our customer have. When we get feedback from our customers, they really like our augmented reality. So one of the questions we had, or things that were missing, according to our customers, was only the augmented reality. So some of our customers wanted to use the augmented reality to replace their screens, because with the screen, the operator is working on his table and then has to look up all the time. So from an ergonomic side and from an efficiency side, that is not great. So and AR brings work instructions into the eyesight. Customers also like our step-by-step approach. Typically for a screen, customers have, or operators have to scroll to the screen, but we bring step-by-step approach. Of course, also paperless, and well, if you digitalize, you always have the last version on your workstation. With papers, that's I don't have to explain you. It's a big issue. So that being said, by our customers, we thought, okay, we have to work, instead of being a solution or having a solution for one issue, we want to be a platform, and that's why we developed last summer already. We brought to the market the guide solution, where we only use the projector, we don't use the 3D sensor, and our customers can use this in replacement of a screen, where they can use the full step-by-step approach and also the augmented reality on the table. And it makes it a little bit easier to make the business case for some tables or some workstations where they don't have the money to invest in the sensor and the full, let's say, validate system. But this is something we already launched last summer, and still, of course, we were missing things. And I think I did some live demos for some people here already in the call or in the webinar. And always we got the question, you saw me assembling the old filter. The questions were, can you see this small screw, for example, or can you see if this washer is present, or is this tube there or not, or is the orientation of your old filter by assembly, is that okay? And so on and so on. So we got quite some questions where, well, product vision or looking at the product itself was involved. So that's the reason why we are today introducing our Arkite VISION. And we think it's a complete new proposition in the market, where we have a solution for every table. Like I said, by default, it's still our Validate. We still bring a lot of value to the customer with our Validate solution, where there is no need for validation. Our customers use Guide just to have the augmented reality and the step-by-step approach. And then in some cases, it is necessary that there is a quality check on the product itself, and therefore we use our Vision license, which is a fully integrated vision system in our technology. Really easy to configure, but my colleague Bart, which will explain you later how to do it. But that being said, again, we talked with our R&D, in this case, Bart, who's responsible for our R&D division and his team. And we briefed them from what do we want with this vision system, because vision is, yeah, we can do a lot of things with vision, very complex, very straightforward things. So because we always put our operator first, also in our briefing about our vision system, it's all about the operator. So we wanted minimal distraction for our operator. That means we don't want extra light or that the operator has to do extra things in what he's doing to use the vision system. No, we want the operator to work as he or she ever worked before. And the vision system is just an add and helping the operator where needed. One of the things was also it has to be really, really easy to configure it. We don't want a separate user interface. We want the same easiness in configuration as that we have with our validate system. So we didn't want any programming to be involved. We also wanted it to be independent of environmental conditions. That means not that sensitive for light, which is always an issue. We wanted object orientation, and of course, the most important thing is we wanted quality check, because we think with our augmented reality, if you can do a quality checks during assembly, and you can give immediately feedback to the operator to do her or his rework immediately on the workbench or take away the error, I think we bring a huge amount of value to our customers. So that was our briefing to Bart's team, and then it's quite some time ago that we did this briefing, and then Bart, together with his team, got working and came up with what we are launching today. So now it's on me to give the word to Bart. Bart, podium is yours.
Good morning, all. As said before, I'm Bart, Arkite's CTO. We indeed got a big list from the sales team with a lot of specifications we had to configure and create things and quality checks and all these things. And so with this list, we started discussing in the R&D team to bring you the vision software part of the Arkite system. So what did we do? Actually, it's about software and hardware. So for the software, we created a new detection type. So just like the types you had before for containers and tools and objects, now we also have a quality check, which actually can check with multiple before correct and wrong image. You can choose a vision algorithm, which is correct, which is the best vision algorithm to detect objects like screws or other things we will show in the demo later. Next, we wanted to detect the orientation of products. So a product can be oriented wrong, and if you orient it wrong and start assembling things, it could have a big impact. So we want to have the orientation check during the assembly. So that's something we added as well. We will also show in the demo. And within our software, we added an extra sensor. So you have the 3D sensor. With new hardware, we have the vision sensor now. In the software, you can just easily switch between the sensor, compare the images, see what's happening, check which detections are taking place on which sensor. Also, the sensor can very easily be integrated. We have added a new wizard, a calibration wizard, which adds the details of the sensor, so you know where the sensor is in the 3D environment. We will show much more about software. It's very much easier to show in a live demo. So we will go to give Vital will give a demo of what the operator will see. I will give a demo of what how the project looks like and what you can configure. For the hardware, so we had to add extra hardware because we wanted to detect small parts, so we added an extra camera. Because one of the requirements was that it should not be the operator should not be disturbed by this. We didn't want to add extra light, but of course the camera needs light to see, so we added an infrared light source, which only is notable by the camera and not by everyone else. So that's why we added a light source and a filter, and of course the camera needs a lens. This is how it looks like combined. So we have a new camera which you can attach where you want on the workstation, and with an extra light source attached to it, so you don't need to worry about where to put the light source and things like that. You just attach the camera somewhere and check the images you get. And this is what an example looks like with the complete station. So you can see both the camera, you can see the 3D sensor, the projector, the screen, and our PC. So decisions about infrared and the sensor, that's of course to not disturb the operator. Also to do not have inference with projections, because we always, with our AR solution, you project light onto the objects, and you don't want to disturb the detection, quality detection with this light. So that's why infrared is also very handy. As I said before, there's one camera on top, but it doesn't have to be one camera. You can have multiple vision sensors, vision cameras. So you could have one closer or one behind you, or wherever you want. You can add multiple cameras. Typically, we put one camera. Also in the demo, there is one which can see multiple objects. So you don't need a specific camera close by for one specific object. You can see multiple objects with one camera. So do multiple quality detections with the same camera, actually. And as I said before, it's very easy to attach, so it's only a single point attachment for both camera and light together. So that's the vision. So now you can see there's a checkbox at the product inspection part as well, which completes our offering for the vision. And to repeat the briefing we got from the sales team, you can see that every part of the briefing is now checked with the solution we offer. So Vital will now give a small demo. So he will assemble the same object we did before, the field filter, but this time with the vision demo, so with the extra functionalities of the vision.
Okay, thank you, Bart. So I'm really excited to show you our newest in our offering, which is the combination of our Validate, because there is still every feature of our Validate here in this Vision license, but we added something on top, and we added product Vision, and we are now. So I again have to batch. I'm doing this. I'm choosing which program I will run. So again, I'm going quickly through the things I already have done in the previous. In this case, I will take the blue tube, put the barcode scanner back, and remember with the Validate. So you see that there's a certain shape in my housing here, and I can put it in any orientation on my fixture here. With our Validate, our system is calculating the filling rate of this virtual box that we are building around this housing. But with the Vision, we are checking the orientation of the product. So when it's not correctly oriented, it will not go to the next step. As you see here, it will only go further when it's oriented in this way. So that's one of the features we added with our vision sensor. Black knob, pretty much the same as the one before. Take a screw, and instead of now using the integrated smart tool, which is a Poka-Yoke solution, just to show you the capabilities of our vision, I will not use the smart tool, but I will use the normal, let's say, traditional screwdriver. I will put the screw on the table, so I will not use the screw. And I will pretend I'm screwing, which hopefully for you guys, this doesn't appear in your workstation. But just to show you that the vision system is now detecting that the screw is not present and is activating or asking me what is going on. So these, let's say, triangles you see here, they are virtual buttons. So I can push, I can choose. So let's say in this case, the screw was, the bin was empty. And then the system will ask me to refill the bin with new screws, which I don't have, but I just pretend I'm filling them. And then it will ask me to take a new screw. So I take a new screw. You see here, the screw is still, the other one is still here on the table. And now I will screw the screw, tighten the screw, correct. I'm tightening the screw now. And when it's done, again, our vision system is checking if the screw is there, which in this case is the case, and it will ask me to place back my screwdriver. Remember, instead of the blue tube, I scanned the barcode for the blue tube. So instead of the red tube before, now the blue tube. And when I take them one by one, it will change the text. So in this case, I have to put the, like it's also emphasized with this GIF on the table, but let's say I'm a little bit distracted and I only put the tube there, the system will detect that the nipple, which I still have in my hand, is missing. And when I take it out and I only put the nipple in there, for example, and I don't put the tube, again, the system will detect that the tube is missing. I just push the virtual button on the left side to go to the next step, can also be done automatically. And now, of course, when I take my hand out, the system sees that both of them are missing. So again, I have to do my work all over again. And the reason why we do this like this is that we want to show you that different kind of wrongs can trigger different kind of rework. So Bart will show you also in the software how to do that. It's really easy to configure, but it's really important that there are different ways to do this wrong, and that every type of wrong will trigger another rework flow. Okay, use the image. Take the nipple, the double-sided nipple. Remember, there's a short and a long side with the GIF. We still think it's almost impossible to insert it in the wrong way, but let's say it's a really bad Monday for your operator, and he or she does it the wrong way. We will do a visual check, and we see that the nipple is not inserted in the correct way. In this case, we use we just give the message 3 seconds, and then we ask the operator to do the work over again. So there are different ways to, let's say, give instructions about the rework. In this case, it's just the message of 3 seconds, and then it goes to the next step. It asks me to take the wrench. I'll take the wrench, tighten it, and place the wrench back. And again, I get all the information, not all the information, but I get some details from our database, which you saw me assembling the variant with the blue tube. It took me, in this case, 5 minutes and 9 seconds, a little bit longer than with my validate, because I did on purpose something wrong five times. And my training level or my experience level is training. That means training. Then I get all the instructions, all the GIFs, everything on the table. If I would be a senior operator, maybe I get less instructions. But for this live demo, we want to show you, of course, every capability of the system. So that's a little bit about, that's the live demo of the vision system. And I will go back to our presentation. So now you see me again. So now we have one platform for all manufacturing operations. So on every, let's say, issue you could have on every table, we have a solution for it. but also for a lot of people within your facility, within your plant. We are not only there for operators. Of course, we are really loved by quality people because we improve quality big time. Also health and safety officers, where we make sure that the operator is working in an ergonomic way. And so there are many ways that we can improve the ergonomics from the operator, the process engineers. I'm not going to read everything here, but you see that everybody is benefiting of our solution. To make sure that everything goes very smooth, like I said, one of the briefings we gave to our R&D team was that the software had to be really, really easy to configure. And to show you that, Bart will give you a live demo of our software and how it works to make some quality checks. So normally you should leave Bart's screen now, which is the case. So the word is to you, Bart.
Yeah. I'll just create a new project with nothing in it, so you can see I just start from scratch. So we have a project screen, and in the projects you can create multiple projects, multiple different projects if you want. I have to give it a name if you don't want. So now I created a new one. So this is our software. There are a lot of buttons. You don't need to worry about it. I will just show a small part of it, but there is much more to it than what I can show today. What I will be showing you is that there are a number of detections first. So both containers and an object, and also a quality detection. So I will be using both the 3D sensor and the vision sensor, the vision camera, in one simple project. So I will just take a part of this this assembly. So normally after a sales demo, they have to disassemble the product, but no, I have to do that for Vital. So he will have to buy me a drink later on because he didn't do his job well. But I will disassemble it a bit, and then you can see how I can pitch it. It goes faster, like that. Here you can see my screen. Yeah, there you can see my screen. This is the 3D. This is coming from the 3D sensor. Actually, the 3D sensor has an infrared stream as well, and it also has a depth stream, which is actually the distance from the sensor to the table, for example. So you can see differences in color if I move my hand up and down, and that's how we use the 3D sensor. This is the vision sensor, which is, as you can see, it's a different location. The vision sensor is attached somewhere else. Doesn't matter for us. We can still align everything perfectly. And you can see that it looks at a fairly big part of the working zone. We only need to be checking this small part here for this demo, but it doesn't matter. We can, it doesn't have to be this focused. I will start with teaching some containers. So I will, for example, take one of the steps of the fuel filter assembly. I will start with a container for the housing. So I just call the container C1 and the housing. Then you can see I added a detection here, and I will teach the container. So that's how actually everything, all teaching works in this system. Is you take 2 or more pictures. So in this case, I take a picture of the environment without the container. You can see the picture being taken here. Then I place the container back, and I take a picture with the container. I press the teach button, and the container is there. In my, if you go back to the other screen, text, you can see that immediately the container knows, we know where the container is. So we also project some yellow light on the container, we can change it if you want a bit in the projection screen, so you can adjust it, fine tune it actually. I will quickly add 2 other containers, so I can complete a full assembly. So this is C2 with the nipple. Out with container. I press teach again, and I'll add container. I'm going fast here because it's some repetition. C3 for the tube. So tube like that. I have the red tube. Doesn't really matter. Without. This is with container. I teach it again. So this is till now we still are using the validate system. We didn't do anything with vision yet. I will also add one more object, which is the housing itself on the table. So I have to look here now where the housing goes. This is without. I place the housing. I will not show the orientation at this moment. You can see the housing is thought well. So it's there, and then I will add an activity, which is actually just the system checking what my hands are doing for tightening. So I call it tighten the nipple. So for tightening the nipple, actually it's an activity. It takes place here. So I just check this zone and the tightening action. So I need the nipple in my hand. This is the action. I press teach. I do the action. This is a bit different in teaching because it's an activity. Press OK. And it takes a bit of time because it takes a movie, and then it's projected. Change the projection, so it's nice. So this is all what I did now is all validate. And now I will add a vision check as well, which is a quality check. And I call the quality check the nipple check. Just has to have a name. It switches to the vision sensor automatically because it's a quality check. Here it's a little bit different, but not a lot. So actually what I want to check is on this location here. So I'll create a small zone here. And here I will want to check if the object is there or not. So this is the before situation. Then I have the expected result. That is the small tube inside of the nipple and the nipple here, which I attach correctly. So this is what I want to see actually. And then I'll teach the 2 wrong situations. This is the wrong situations where we don't have the nipple, but we do have the tube. And another wrong situations is where we do have the nipple and we don't have the tube. This is also a wrong. Now let's teach this. I can press the teach button. And now you can see percentages here. So this looks 99% like a wrong situation. And if I change this like this, you can see now it detects actually 81%. It detects this wrong situation. And this is actually how the system works. It compares the current situation with the expected and the wrongs. And I will now quickly create, so these are the detections. I will quickly create a process with this. I'm just going over this pretty fast to show you that it's very easy to configure it. So first step is picking the housing. Next step is placing the housing on the table. Place. And next step is picking the nipple and picking the tube. And finally doing the quality check. So I didn't do anything here to fine tune anything. So you can also fine tune all detections, but for this I didn't do that. The nipple and the tube, that's 2 detections you can do in any order. So I can change this. So instead of sequential, I do any order. And my work instructions, I will just show what's been generated by automatically. So I will start this process. And now Jan can switch back to my to this zone. You want that? I can do it. Right. Yeah. So this is my process. So it starts with picking the housing. If I do something wrong, it will immediately show red. So I only thought these two containers together with this one, so this shows red if I go in. The instruction is generated by default based on the name I gave to the object. I still have the housing in my hand, so I will just simulate the picking. And then I have to place the housing. So these are all generated steps. And there we have the two steps which can go at any order. So I can just pick the two. And then there is the quality check, which is now called check nipple check. You can, of course, have a better solution there. But if I put it like this, the nipple, it will blink red. I can still change the instructions given for each of the rungs as Vital showed actually before. So now I could change it so it says the nipple is missing. Or if I press only this one, the nipple, now it should say the tube is missing. But for now, default one is just saying check the quality. And if I put in both, it turns blue immediately, and the program is finished. So that's a very small, concise demo. You can always show more if you want to see more, but for this, I will switch back to the presentation. So here I am again. So besides this new vision thing we just showed, and everything which is standard in our system, like the validate, we have a lot of different features as well, which all can be used together for your needs. For example, dashboarding, Vital also told everything is logged into a database. You can make nice dashboards of that, so it can be used for quality control, but for all different stakeholders in the field. Dashboards can be used. Product variants, so we slightly touched this by scanning the three different colors of the tube, but you can have lots of variants. They can also come from a database. We can integrate with your MES system to fetch the current variant to produce, and then based on the variant, create something totally different even. CAD/CAM support. So nice thing there is that we can project the real size CAD drawings. So for example, for cable routing, as one small example, we can project in real size CAD drawings without you needing to do anything special. So that's because we calibrate everything. It can be projected like that. Version management, so all of these projects can have different versions. You can put products in production or use drop products and have like an authorization cycle where some other quality people maybe need to authorize the production. So that's version management. Multi-language, so if you have multi-language operators, we showed just one language, which is English, but you can very easily add a lot of languages. We have tools to translate all work instructions to another language, for example. Smart tools integration, that's what Vital showed, so we can integrate multiple smart tools. Communication, we can communicate with databases, with MES systems, with PLCs, with different communication protocols. We can communicate with your devices and software. Operator experience, that's when an operator, you can have multiple levels of operator and then show more or less information. So for less experienced operators, show more information on the table, or for example, skip steps, certain steps that a less experienced operator has to validate something with an extra button, or that you have an extra quality check for an operator which is less experienced, for example. Yeah, flexible production, I think I touched that already with the variants. And we have an API, an Arkite API, and Vital's coming next to me to say I'm done talking. And with the API, you can actually also control everything we did. Everything I show now can also be done remotely with an API, so automated or dynamic. We have a lot of more features, so if you are interested, we can show whatever you want. You're touching a small part of it at this moment, actually.
We're going a little bit faster because we want to stay within the hour, and I see a lot of questions coming in. So maybe the slide before, we have a server client structure. That means that you can run your workflows from server on premise most of the time. All the data is collected. You can co-author and so on and so on. And then Bart already touched this one. We have several protocols to integrate. If we get feedback from a customer that they always say that Bart's team is really great in integration, that we are a very open system, really easy to integrate with your ecosystem. But again, if you want more details, and also how do we bring our augmented reality into your work production? We have several, let's say, keys to success. We have a support team that is there for you to help you, together with our sales team, our project team, and we provide a lot of training also to our customers, because one of the things that is really important is that we can train your own guys. You saw Bart showing you our software. It's of course, you need a training to work with our software. Certainly, if you want to, Bart did something pretty straightforward. But if you want to know more about the software, you need a training. But in a 2-day training, we can learn everybody to work with the software. And we also have a worldwide partner network. So probably you have some partners really nearby